Greetings and welcome to the lesson. This is the second lesson under the topic ethical behavior. In our last session, we defined ethical behavior, and today we are proceeding to discuss four things. One, understanding ethics. Two, understanding morality. Three, understanding values. And four, understanding integrity. We will be looking at the four areas in the chapter ethical behavior. Let's begin with understanding ethics. Understanding ethics. Now, first of all, ethics at its core is a system of moral principles that govern a person's behavior or the conducting of an activity. It is a branch of philosophy that deals with the concepts of right and wrong. Right? It deals with what? The concepts of right and wrong. And it helps to understand and evaluate the values and principles that guide our decisions and actions. So it's important for you, first of all, to understand that ethics is a system of moral principles that govern a person's behavior or that govern the conducting of an activity. That's the meaning of ethics. Now, the key aspects of understanding ethics include one, moral principles. Moral principles. Understanding ethics, the key areas. One is moral principles. Moral key aspects of understanding ethics. The first key aspect is moral principles. Moral principles. Moral principles. Ethics is based on a set of moral principles that serve as guidelines for behavior. And these principles can be derived from various sources such as religious teachings, philosophical traditions, cultural norms, and personal convictions. In our last session, we highlighted some of the key principles of ethics. We began by looking at principle of honesty, integrity, fairness, respect, responsibility, accountability, compassion, and so on. Those are examples of moral principles. Ethics is based on a set of moral principles which include honesty, integrity, fairness, and the rest. So that's the first key aspect of understanding more ethics, of understanding ethics. The second key aspect of understanding ethics is values. 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 Values are deeply held beliefs about what is important and worthwhile. Values influence our attitudes, values influence our behaviors, and also our choices. So, ethical values guide us in making decisions that align with our sense of right and wrong. Values are deeply held beliefs about what is important and what is worthwhile. So that's the second aspect of understanding ethics. For you to understand ethics, then you need to understand the values, which are deeply held beliefs about what is important and what is worthwhile. Then to understand ethics, we have what we call ethical theories. One has to have an understanding of ethical theories in order to understand ethics. There are various ethical theories that provide different frameworks for understanding and evaluating ethical behavior, and some common theories include a theory. We have theories of deontology, theory of deontology, deontology theories. These theories emphasize the importance of following moral values and duties regardless of the consequences. Deontology theory emphasizes that individuals should pursue what is right. Individuals should perform their duties regardless of consequences. Regardless of consequences. Then we have utilitarian theories. Utilitarian theories. Utilitarian theories. Now, utilitarian theory focuses on maximizing overall happiness or well-being for the greatest number of people. A decision that one takes should be one, or action that one takes should be one that maximizes the overall well-being or happiness of a great number of people. So when making a decision, one has to consider the effect the decision has on the number of people. You understand? Then we have theory. Another theory is virtue ethics. Virtue ethics theory, which emphasizes the development of moral character and virtues such as honesty, courage, compassion, and so on. Virtue ethics. So to understand ethics, one has to have thorough knowledge on ethical theories. I've just mentioned a few. There are more ethical theories. Another aspect of understanding ethics is ethical dilemmas. Ethical dilemmas. Ethical dilemmas. Now, ethical dilemmas are when there are conflicting moral principles or values at stake. When you have different moral principles conflicting with each other, making it difficult to determine the right course of action, then we say an individual is facing an ethical dilemma. So resolving ethical dilemmas often requires careful consideration of the various options and their potential consequences. So to understand ethics, one has to have knowledge of ethical dilemmas. Moral reasoning. Moral reasoning is the fourth aspect. Now, ethical decision making involves engaging in what we call moral reasoning, which is the process of applying ethical principles and values to specific situations. And that often involves analyzing the facts, considering the interests of various stakeholders. It may also involve evaluating the potential outcome of different choices. Moral reasoning. 6, we have ethical relativism and universalism. Okay? Ethical relativism and universalism. Ethical relativism and ethical universalism. This is another aspect that can one to understand ethics. Now, there is an ongoing debate about whether ethical principles are relative to specific cultures or are universally applicable. So ethical relativism suggests that what is considered right or wrong can vary depending on cultural context, depending on people, regardless of their cultural background. This theory suggests that ethics are relative. Universalism, on the other hand, ethical universalism, on the other hand, suggests that certain moral principles are applicable to all people from the word universe. What is right in one culture or what is wrong in one culture, universalism argues that is wrong in all and right in all other cultures. Whereas ethical relativism argues that what may be wrong, what may be considered wrong or right, will vary depending on cultures and so on. So to understand ethics, one has to know about ethical relativism and universalism. Understanding ethics. Now, candidates, understanding ethics is important to understand ethics. It is important to understand ethics for various reasons. All right? Importance. Let's put down importance of understanding ethics. Importance of understanding ethics. Why is it important to understand ethics? Why are you studying ethics? One, ethics guides decision making. Ethics guides decision making. Ethics provides a framework for making sound decisions that align with our values and principles. It also builds trust and credibility. Ethics builds trust and credibility. Ethical behavior fosters trust and respect from others, both in personal and professional relationships. 3. Ethics promotes social harmony. Ethics promotes social harmony. When individuals and organizations act ethically, it contributes to moral society. It also contributes to a more just and harmonious society. It enhances personal well-being. Ethics enhances personal well-being. Living in accordance with our ethical values can lead to a greater sense of purpose and fulfillment. It promotes personal well-being. Then lastly, ethics fosters responsible leadership. Ethics fosters responsible leadership. Ethical leaders inspire and motivate others to act with integrity and make positive impact in the society. So that's what we can say about understanding ethics. We've seen that to understand ethics, one has to have a knowledge of moral principles, values, ethical theories, ethical dilemmas, moral reasoning, and ethical relativism and ethical universalism. You've gone ahead to outline the importance of understanding ethics. One, you said it guides decision making, it builds trust, promotes social well-being, uh, promotes personal well-being, it fosters responsible leadership. Now, by understanding the key aspects of ethics, these key aspects of ethics, we can develop a stronger moral compass and make more informed and responsible decisions that can contribute to our own well-being and the well-being of others. So let's move on to understanding morality. Understanding morality. Understanding morality. Now, morality, just like ethics, is concerned with the principles of right and wrong behavior. However, while ethics provides a systematic framework for analyzing and evaluating moral conduct, morality refers to actual customs, habits, and values that guide people's behavior in a particular society or culture. And here are the key aspects of morality. The key aspects of understanding morality. Number one is social norms and values. Social norms and values. Social norms and values. Morality is deeply rooted in social norms and values, which are the unwritten rules and expectations that guide behavior within a community or a society. And these norms and values are often shaped by cultural traditions, religious beliefs, and historical experiences. So, to understand morality, one has to understand social norms and values. Two, we have moral intuitions. Moral intuitions. Intuitions. Moral intuitions. Now, moral intuitions are the gut feelings or the instinctive judgments about what is right or what is wrong. You know intuitively from your heart that this is wrong, stealing is wrong, cheating is wrong, and such like, without having to refer to any written law. And they are often based on emotions, empathy, personal experiences, and so on. Moral intuitions. Now, while moral intuitions can provide a quick and 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 an intuitive guide to behavior, they can also be influenced by biases and prejudices. Prejudices, moral intuition. So to understand morality, one has to know something about moral intuitions, which are the gut feelings or instinctive judgments. That's the second aspect of understanding morality. Then three, we have moral development. Moral development. Moral development is the process through which individuals acquire and refine their moral reasoning and decision-making skills. Development. Moral development. The process. It is a process that individuals go through to acquire and refine their moral judgment and reasoning and also their skill of decision making. And this process often begins in childhood. Moral development begins in childhood and continues through adulthood as individuals encounter new challenges and experiences that shape their moral beliefs and values. Four, or let me continue with the alphabets. D, moral pluralism. Moral pluralism is yet another aspect of understanding morality. Now, moral pluralism recognizes that there are diverse and sometimes conflicting moral values and beliefs across different cultures and societies. And this perspective emphasizes the importance of respecting and understanding different viewpoints, even if we do not necessarily agree with them. Moral pluralism, from the word plural, it suggests that there are different, diverse, and conflicting moral values and beliefs across different societies and cultures. 5, we have moral relativism. Moral relativism is the view that moral judgments are relative to cultural and societal contexts in which they are made. And that means that there are no universal or objective moral truths. And what is considered right or wrong can vary depending on the cultural or social norms of a particular society or community. Moral relativism. And just like the ethical universalism, there is also the moral universalism. Moral universalism, in contrast to moral relativism, moral universalism posits that or argues that there are certain universal moral principles that apply to all people regardless of their culture or social background. And these principles are often based on fundamental human rights such as right to life, liberty, dignity, and so on. So these are 5 key aspects that can help us understand morality. 1, social norms and values. 2, moral intuitions. 3, moral development. 4, moral pluralism. 5, moral relativism. And lastly, moral universalism. Importance. What is the importance of understanding morality? What is the importance of understanding morality? Importance of understanding morality. 1 is understanding cultural differences. Morality helps us understand cultural differences. Understanding cultural differences. Morality helps us understand cultural differences. Now, understanding morality helps us to appreciate and respect the diversity of moral values and beliefs across different communities and societies. And that can promote intercultural understanding and reduce conflicts. It's important for all to understand morality so that we appreciate that we have diversity and we can then promote intercultural understanding, thereby reducing conflicts. So one reason why it's important to understand morality is to understand cultural differences. 2, evaluating social norms and values. Evaluating social norms and values. Now, by understanding the origins and functions of moral norms and values, we can critically evaluate their validity and relevance in our own lives and community. 3, making informed decisions. Understanding morality can help us make informed decisions, can help us make more informed and responsible ethical decisions, taking into account both our own values and the broader social context. 4. Engaging in constructive dialogue. Understanding morality can help us engage in constructive dialogue. Okay? Because understanding different moral perspectives can help us engage in constructive dialogue with others who hold different views, leading to great understanding and cooperation. 5. Promoting social change. Promoting social change. By understanding the underlying moral principles that drive social movements and reforms, we can better contribute to positive social change. We can better contribute to social change. So these are 5 reasons why we need to understand morality, why we study morality. Thus, understanding morality. Then let's move on to understanding values. Understanding values. Understanding values. First of all, what are values? Now, values are the fundamental beliefs or principles that guide our attitudes, behaviors, and decision making. They are the core of our moral compass, and they shape our understanding of what is right and wrong, or what is good or bad. Values are often deeply ingrained and can be influenced by various factors, including family, culture, religion, personal experiences, and so on. Key aspects. What are the key aspects of values? One key aspect of values is personal values. Personal values. Personal values. These are the individual beliefs and principles that we hold dear and prioritize in our lives. Personal values can vary widely depending on people. They can vary widely from person to person, but common examples of values include integrity, respect, honesty, and so on. So, in understanding values, we need to have the knowledge of personal values, which are individual beliefs and principles. Then we have cultural values. Cultural values. Cultural values. These are the shared beliefs and norms that are prevalent in a particular society or community. And cultural values can shape our understanding of acceptable behavior, social roles, and even the expectations of the society. So this was a personal, uh, individual. These are individual values, and these are societal values. So to understand values, we need to have knowledge of the individual values and community values. Next, organizational values. Organizational values have organizations we know often have a set of values that guide their operations and decision making. And these values may be stated in the explicitly in the company's mission statement or code of conduct, or they may be implicit in the organization's culture and practices. So if you've read vision and mission statements of organization, you find that some organizations have values which we are referring to as organizational values. D, values conflict. Conflict of values. To understand values, we need to have knowledge of values conflict. Sometimes our personal values may conflict with organizational values, they may conflict with cultural values, and so on, creating what we call ethical dilemmas. And resolving these conflicts often requires careful consideration of the various values at stake and their relative importance. So personal values may conflict with organizational values, personal values may conflict with cultural values. So to understand values, we need to have a clear understanding of this conflict, which we are calling values conflict. Number 5, we have values clarification. Values clarification. The process of values clarification involves identifying and prioritizing our personal values, and that can help us make more informed and intentional decisions that align with our core beliefs. Values clarification. That is an aspect of understanding values. Lastly, we have value based decision making. Value based decision making. Now, value based decision making involves considering our values when making choices, both big and small. And such an approach can help us act with integrity and make decisions that are consistent with our moral compass. Importance. What's the importance of understanding values? Importance of understanding values. Why understanding values is important? One, self awareness. Self awareness. Self awareness. Now, understanding our values helps us get a deeper understanding of ourselves and what is truly important to us. That's why it's important to understand values. 2, building relationships. Building relationships. Now, shared values can foster a stronger relationship with others who hold similar beliefs. Building relationships. That's the second point. 3, effective communication. Effective communication. Now, understanding the values of others can help communicate more effectively, and it can also help avoid misunderstandings. So it's important to understand values, because in understanding values, you don't just understand your personal values, but we understand organizational values and understand cultural values. We understand the conflicts that may arise. We understand the clarification, value clarification, and value-based decision, and that can help in effective communication, right? Effective communication. 4, understanding values can also help us make ethical decisions. Ethical decision making can lead to ethical decision making. Values provide a framework for making ethical decisions that align with our core beliefs. That align with our core beliefs. 5, social change. Social change. Values can motivate us to work towards creating a better society that aligns with our shared values. That aligns with our shared values. So that's all to do with understanding values. Then lastly, we are going to study understanding integrity. Understanding integrity. Understanding integrity. Understanding integrity. Now, first of all, integrity is a core principle of ethical behavior, and it refers to the quality of being honest, having a strong moral principles, and also adhering to those principles consistently. A person with integrity acts in accordance with their values and beliefs, even when no one is watching, regardless of the consequences. So, what are the core aspects of understanding integrity? The first core aspect of understanding integrity is honesty and truthfulness. Honesty and truthfulness. Integrity involves being honest and truthful in all your dealings and interactions, both with oneself and others. That means avoiding deception, avoiding lies, avoiding misrepresentations, avoiding dishonesty, and when avoiding even when it might be easier or more advantageous to do so. Honesty and truthful is a key aspect of integrity, understanding integrity. 2, consistency and reliability. Consistency and reliability. People with integrity are consistent with their actions and behaviors. Consistent with their actions and behaviors. People with integrity are consistent with their actions and behaviors, aligning their choices with their values and principles. These individuals are reliable and trustworthy, keeping their promises, keeping their commitment. That's a key aspect of integrity. You cannot understand integrity if you do not understand consistency and reliability. It's a key aspect. Consistency and reliability is a key aspect of integrity. There's also the aspect of moral courage. Moral courage. Integrity requires moral courage, which is the willingness to stand up for what is right, even when it is difficult or unpopular. And that means resisting pressure to conform, resisting pressure to conform to unethical behavior, and speaking out against injustice or wrongdoings. So a man of integrity, a woman of integrity is one that has moral courage to stand up and speak for what is right, even when it is unpopular. So moral courage is an aspect of understanding integrity. Accountability is yet another aspect, and responsibility. Accountability and responsibility. Individuals with integrity take responsibility for their actions and decisions, both good and bad. They acknowledge their mistakes and take steps to correct them rather than blaming others or making excuses. That's a key aspect of integrity. 5, authenticity. 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 People of integrity are people with authenticity. Authenticity, and let me add congruence. Authenticity and congruence. Integrity involves being true to oneself and one's values rather than trying to be someone you are not. And that means aligning your actions with their beliefs, values, and avoiding hypocrisy or avoiding double standards. Authenticity. To be authentic is to be genuine, congruence. All right? Aligning your actions with your beliefs and values and avoiding hypocrisy. That is authenticity and congruence. Importance. Why is it important to understand integrity? One, it helps to build trust. It helps in building trust. Right? Integrity is the foundation of trust. When people know that you are honest, reliable, accountable, consistent, courageous, then people can trust you. People are more likely to trust you and your decisions. When people know that you are authentic, genuine, you are truthful, you are honest, it helps build trust. 2, strong relationships. Now, integrity fosters strong and lasting relationships, both personal and professional. People are drawn to individuals who are trustworthy, who are honest, who are genuine, who are consistent with their behavior. If you have those characteristics, then it's very easy to build strong relationships with others. Even those who may not have these qualities will be attracted to you because you are reliable, you are consistent, you are courageous. Strong relationships. 3, ethical decision making. Ethical decision making. Now, integrity helps us make ethical decisions even when faced with difficult choices. When we act with integrity, we are more likely to choose the right path, even if it's not the easiest path or the most convenient path. So it fosters ethical decision making. 4, reputation and respect. Reputation and respect. People with integrity earn the respect. They also earn the admiration of others. All right? They are seen as leaders, they are seen as role models, and their opinions and their actions carry weight, reputation, and respect. 5. Personal fulfillment. Personal fulfillment. Living with integrity can lead to a greater sense of personal fulfillment and personal satisfaction. When we act in accordance with our own values, we feel good about ourselves and our contributions to the world. So these are 5 reasons why it's important to understand integrity. And that will bring this lesson to an end, where we've discussed 4 aspects or 4 areas. We began by studying the aspects of understanding ethics, understanding morality, understanding values, and understanding integrity. Understanding integrity. Under each aspect or subtopic, we've covered the key aspects of understanding each. To understand, for example, ethics, one has to have knowledge of moral principles, values, ethical theories, ethical dilemmas, moral reasoning, ethical relativism, and ethical universalism. We've identified 5 reasons why it's important to understand ethics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The key aspects of understanding morality, we have social norms and values, moral intuitions, moral development, moral pluralism, moral relativism, and moral universalism. We've identified the importance of understanding morality. One is understanding cultural differences. It helps to evaluate social norms and values. Is key in making informed decisions, engaging in constructive dialogue, and it promotes social change. Understanding values, we identify the key aspects of understanding values: personal values, cultural values, organizational values, values conflict, value clarification, and value-based decision making. We highlighted 5 reasons why understanding values is important. 1, it helps in self-awareness, it builds relationships, it is important in effective communication, ethical decision making, and it fosters social change. Then lastly, we have studied understanding integrity. We started by defining integrity, then we have outlined the various aspects of understanding integrity, starting with honesty and truthfulness, consistency and reliability, moral courage, accountability and responsibility, and lastly, authenticity and congruence. Then there are 5 reasons why we ought to study integrity. It builds trust, leads to strong relationships, ethical decision making, reputation and respect, and moral satisfaction or fulfillment. Here is your today's assignment on understanding ethics, morality, values, and integrity. 1. What is the difference between ethics and morality, and how do they relate to business decision making? 2. How do personal values and beliefs shape an individual's ethical behavior in the workplace? 3. What is the significance of integrity in maintaining an ethical culture within an organization? 4. How can organizations foster a strong sense of ethics and integrity among their employees? Please do the assignment. When we meet in our next session, we're going to study ethics versus regulation. Bye.